Hello, welcome to Flory Models Kit Review Time. Today we've got Hobbyboss's 1/35th scale. This is the Delta Force FAV. I thought it was the Pathfinder vehicle, but anyway, they changed its designation. Sounds a bit better calling it a fighting assault vehicle. But basically, it is that sort of classic Special Forces dune buggy type setup. And Hobbyboss have really brought it up to scale and done some very nice things to it. So, as we can see on the box, a nice box art down on here, a nice little bit of on there. So as you can see, 1/35th scale, all right, there's not going to be too much to this. Colour callouts on the side, you can see that sort of standard Euro 1 three-tone camo down on there like that one. Looking around on the side, you've got your kit number for this one, which is 82406. And on the other side, we've got some more of the detailed work showing, obviously we've got some photo etch going down on here, rubber tyres, but mainly we can see we've got beautifully detailed interior and engine works and things like that, which looks very nice. Okay, so in the box, we can see we've got the usual blurb about what's coming out. Black Widow C. Wow. Okay, that's the one obviously we're doing at the moment. It's always nice to have a look-see around in here. And another Tiger 2. Potential July 1945 production. Crikey. Well, can never have enough Tigers, clearly. Right, so, starting in the old instructions. I'll call that down there as well. So, usual thing, obviously on the front, we've actually got the tree call out down on here as well, as you can see. So all the parts down in there. We do get, looks like a nice generous piece of photo etch as well. And obviously the bigger tyres and the thinner tyres for the front. So starting off down in here, we've sort of got main chassis, if you like, seats going in. Obviously we've got pedals, gear shifter, things like that, and various going in. Again, we've got some plating straight away with photo etch as well, which is really nice. Going to give it some good detail, putting those in. Then it's down the back in with the actual engine. So we've got the engine, drive shaft, all the bits and pieces going down in there, and obviously you could liven it up as well. A little bit of wiring and piping work, I'm sure, will go a long way on this one because it is all seen. Then obviously fitting the actual engine in with that drive shaft coming through for being four-wheel drive, and then obviously down at the back we've got the rear stuff, suspensions and things like that going down in there. Then the cage, so we've got sort of the roll cage being fitted down into it, going through the motions of all of that one and onto the other side, as you might imagine. Interior, so we've got dashboard, grip handle, steering wheel, things like those all being fitted in. Then we've got the front area as well, so bonnety hood thing going down on there. Some more cage items, and then obviously getting in there with the actual front spring system, lights, usual suspects as you might imagine down in there, and obviously top work as a part of the roll frame. And then down onto the side, so we've actually got these sort of cargo pod-esque things, areas if you like. Front bumper being fitted down onto this one, so that one for the up on the roof. So down on here we've got the carbs being fitted down on there, some more springs and exhaust and all things like that being fitted down onto that one as well, and onto the other side. Underneath, again, it looks like the bottom tray is really nicely detailed as well, but more photo etch being fitted in to give some very nice areas just down on those as well. Wing mirrors being fitted on, things like that. More spring system for the suspension, and then obviously we've got the running gear around the front for the actual steering mechanism being fitted on there as well. A little bit of plating to the rear. Okay, and then we got that thin sort of plastic plexiglass type effect as well being fitted down on the tops. Wheels, tyres, hubs all being coming together and being fitted on there as well. And then we got these sort of mud guards on the side. It looks pretty good actually, I must admit, I'm impressed. So colour callouts, we saw it on the box, but we got that sort of thing as well. So it is that sort of woodland, I call it Euro 1 camo. I don't know what the official designation is, but it's that type of darker ones. Or we've got the more sort of desert version as well, not being total desert, a little bit half and half, very much like an African colour scheme. Very nice on that. Then you've got the box, which actually, considering, you know, I was thinking this thing's going to be tiny, we've got quite a lot of plastic floating around in here. And we've got a box on the side with all the niceties and the goodies, which we will start in. Okay, so that's quite nice. All right, so we have got down in here, lovely bit of photo etch, as we were saying, puts it into perspective when all that photo etch we were talking about is just on one little fret. Okay, but that's that one down in there. Then we've obviously, there's no point really looking, it's going to be just simple decal sheet with the actual various things in there. And again, I don't think there's much point getting these out because it's just flat glass, but we've got some of the clear plexiglass there. And then we've got the ones for the headlights. And obviously your tail lights as well, pretty much standard. Okay, tyres, we will have a look at those. So we've got little and large on the tyre front. So we've got two little too large. Okay, for the front and rear, because tyres are quite important because of detailing. And again, really nice. We've actually got Goodyear on these as well, so we've got the tyre dimensions, all the rest of it, everything you would expect, and it is on both sides as well, which is really nice. So we've got Goodyear Wrangler tyres there, we're saying radial on there, no centre seam to them either, very nicely, cleanly moulded. Larger ones for the rears we know, and again, very much again, a little bit of a centre seam on this one, more of it, but don't forget, the reality is it would have one, but it wouldn't take much to sand that off. So just hitting it with a sanding stick, quite a coarse one, and just tearing into it not only gives it a little bit of wear and tear, but also gets rid of that centre seam as well. So very nice with those. Then we've actually got the chassis part, so if we just pop in here, you can see we've actually got the main body, got a couple of ejector pins floating down in here, but generally that's not too bad at all. The underside, very nicely detailed, considering you're not going to see any of this, it's actually quite nice. But the top side, we have got some ejector pins, a little bit of burn mark on the moulding, but I think by the time we've got everything in here, we're not going to really see it. But it's strange how they've done that as the blind side, that as the good, when, I don't know, I think that would be your better side to have. And then, I think this is that roof box area we were talking about. It's got the aerial antenna marks and various things. Okay, good, nice, clean. Right, okay, so in here, we have the main parts and various things going down on here. So this is sprue A. You can see various bits and pieces going down on here. If we switch over the... So we've got little tabs helping to get out the mould, but it's not too bad. I've got a little bit of burring as well. It's going to need a little bit of burring as the seam line between the two halves when it injections it in. So there's like a sharp edge to it, so a quick sanding around with those would be no problem. Instrument panels, not a lot as you can see down in there, and some of these other areas. But we can see both sides of it down on there, steering wheel, other areas, down on the back. Okay, looking pretty good. We've got the box, there's that hood area, that's that one over the top of the roof. Very nice stuff. Again, there's not much in it. It's a shame there's a couple of ejector pins here and there, but they do tend to be hidden out of the way. And the nice thing is, all that work that was done in here is to make sure we don't have ejector pins on the part, which again is a nice touch. And the ejector pins, to be honest, they are quite flush. You've got a couple of proud ones like these ones down in here, but the rest of them are pretty good. Okay, then we have, we've got, again, simple parts, I must admit, but nice little dainty parts for the framework and all the rest of it. So again, we have a quick look under here, you can see lots of nice parts. We've actually got the mud guards, that sort of grill cooling plate for around the back of the engine, and then obviously the relief springs. A lot of this, I think you're going to spend most of your time doing tidy up on these small parts, making sure that the sprue tab marks are out of the way. Tiny little whip aerial, as you can see down here on the back, and some of these other ones for the control surfaces, mud guards, things like that, as you can see just down on there. And then on the back, we've got some very nice details, again, inside these mud guards, catching them in the light. You can see them in there. Some really nice stuff in there, so no problem with that. And then obviously we've got some on the front there again. Again, really nicely done. No sign of any sink marks or anything else. I know they're very small parts, you're not really going to see them, but it is beautifully done, very crisp, nicely done. So down in here we've got a matched pair, because obviously it's all springs and things and seats and stuff. So what we'll do is, we'll get one out, we'll just whip one out here. Again, nice touch, it's got the cover on the seat. So it's got that sort of, you know, textured look to it and things like that, so that's quite nice. And then straight over on here we've got obviously the drive system, springs and all things like that, hubs and wheels, again nice and sharp and crisp, no problem with any of the mouldings on these ones. Again, just the detail down on the spring set, it's actually very, very nice. No problem. It's going to be one of those ones, I think you're going to need your optivisor on here or your magnifier, because it is very small parts that you're dealing with, and you're only going to end up with something this big, but there's so much detail packed into it, and that's what I like about this kit. You've got a lot of detail in a very small kit, and that actually makes something a little bit different and very, very nice. Great in a diorama or anything else like that as well, for little mini dioramas or diorette, things like that. It would be absolutely fantastic. It is available as always for the shameless plug through the P&M store, and it is a measly £28 from us here at P&M. So links down as always in the description below. But there we go, that is the Hobbyboss 1/35 scale Delta Force FAV.